And you want to be really careful with that because price reductions are like bullets and guns. And when you pull the trigger and the bullet leaves the chamber of the gun, you can't put the bullet back. It's sorry. Like, be careful. What do they say in training, right? Don't point a gun at somebody you're not intending to kill. Don't mess around with price negotiations. What I mean by not intending to kill is don't pull that trigger unless you're going to expect them to be in February. Yo, I want that price. Because once that price comes out of your mouth, you're not reeling it back in. So one thing you could do is try, and you're saying you're calling them back and you're trying to get this before the end of the year, correct?
Before the end of the year, or in a different situation, I have a lot of states where I'm having a lot of issues with, like, for example, we try to get everybody at $2.25 a square, or at least $2.
Yep.
And there are specific states where I can't even get them at $1.70. So I always assume the sale, and I'm always trying to at least shoot for that 225.
Yep.
But with those specific states, I don't know how far to actually take it where it might bring a sale.
Yeah, and I'd be careful because the other thing is if you keep giving them multiple discounts, you're now just training them not to buy from you, and they're going to be upset when they do because the price has gone down 3 times. It's like musical chairs. They're like, could I have stayed in the cakewalk at the church, right? Like if I'd stayed in the game longer, I would have gotten a bigger cake. So be real careful with that. The one thing that I would do when I was in this case and it was year end, I would always say something, and I realize this is borderline gray area, but whatever it is, what it is. I'd be like, listen, it's getting towards the end of the year here, and I realized I had some additional marketing spend that I failed to spend here in the year, and there's kind of a use it or lose it certain with these funds. I was thinking about you, and I've got an idea I wanted to get your opinion on. Could you give me a call on my mobile? And then when they call you back, yeah, what's going on? So here's what's going on. I had some funds. We had some trade shows. There was some certificates that we could use. I've got 4 of them. Okay, these are each $250 certificates. I cannot use all 4 of them on one customer. I'm going to get fired, but I could use 2 of them. Keeping my head down a little bit, right? I wanted to kind of throw this out because here's the thing. They're dead to me after the end of the year. Like they're gone. We were supposed to use them before. If you're interested, I would love to give you these 2 certificates. Now, I want to be crystal clear on something. If you don't think it makes sense and you need to wait, please let me know. That's great. I will get you the next best price at that time. I just don't want, this is like $2,000. I want to make sure it goes to helping, at least 2 different homeowners, right? If you want one of them, if you want both of them, I cannot give you 3 or 4 of them, but I can give you half of what I got. If you want it, say the word, but we have to get this thing, locked in here today. Does it make sense to do that, right? And by the way, yeah, am I slightly playing games? A little bit, but that's the kind of person, they get a discount like that and they feel really, really good about it. I closed like 30% of my business when I was working for ADP after trade shows, not because we went to a trade show. Because I would call everybody and say, hey, one of the things we were giving away and it was a promotion from the trade show, 30% off. And I would just use the word certificate. Was there actual certificates? No. But then they have a feeling of there's something that's limited. I said, I have my hands on, I don't know, they were sitting in my briefcase. We were supposed to give these out at the thing. I've got 4 of these suckers in my bag. And you're the first one I wanted to think of on this. I would love to give one of these to you. But here's the thing. If you're not interested or the deal's not going to happen, please let me know because I have to find a home for these before the end of the week. And the last thing I want is them to go to waste, right? Because there's a small business out there, which is why I called you guys, that this 30% can make a huge difference. If you want it, it is yours. If you don't, just as long as you can let me know, whenever you guys are ready, I'm here for you 100%, right? And the price you had before was awesome. If that goes up, I'll get you whatever the best price is whenever you're ready. But if you want to really save some money, I'm happy to give you one of these certificates. And then it puts that sense of urgency on it. Not because, hey, it's a limited time. It's a plausible business emergency. And that's a word I use all the time when I'm coaching myself. Is the plausible business emergency is this. The business emergency is if they don't use this promotion, there's another homeowner, right? And you don't have to say these exact words, but this is what I want them to feel. If I don't use this certificate and I let it go to waste, there's a freaking single mom out there that needs this. because she's got 2 boys in football and it's expensive. She for sure cannot afford to replace her roof. And she's the $700 is the difference between her son getting a freaking new helmet and pads and not, right? And you want them to feel that like, hey, don't just, you can be honest with me and not use this. But please, if you're not going to use it, be honest with me, because there's somebody out there that needs it. And when I had those discussions with people, they're really cool about it. And I'm not saying everybody goes, oh, I'll take it. But then the really cool people are like, listen, dude, I totally get that. There is no way we're doing this until March. I appreciate you thinking of me. That is awesome. But please make sure somebody else gets that. And think of me in March, whatever you can do. Boom. And then I've said it. Totally get it. How about we do this? I will call you April if I haven't heard from you before then, right? And now I know I've won them over in April, if that makes sense. Hey, it's Matt Easton, founder of Easton University Sales Coaching. If you like this video, I think I'm about to become your new best friend, because I want to cover the cost for you to get the closing mini masterclass. The $299, I'm paying for it for you. It's free for you. Click the link somewhere around here, or simply comment with the word closer. I'll cover the $299. You'll get the closing mini masterclass, make a lot more money, and I'll be your new best friend. I'll see you over in the closing masterclass.